Hello, and welcome from the future. It's the year 2015. The Earth has been eliminated, but floating out in space. Alone, but strangely together. The Triple Threat Podcast. Hit the music! All right, welcome back, everybody.
Hey.
Triple Threat Podcast. Three brothers talking about things that matter to them.
That was really bleak.
It wasn't
like my sound effects.
I went for bleak this week.
That was good. You going for bleak? It's a bleak week.
It wasn't bleak.
It was good.
It wasn't
for a
lively.
second.
It was bleak. It wasn't bleak lively.
Oh, soon to be Blake Lively Reynolds.
That doesn't really work with my joke, though. Thank you.
Yeah, but it's just trivia for the fans.
All right.
I think a funny joke on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You know how they had Kellen Lutz come in on 30 Rock to be like, it's Lutz's cousin.
Lutz's nephew.
Yeah, Lutz's nephew. If they had Ryan Reynolds come in on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia playing himself, be like, our cousin Ryan.
Dean Dennis's cousin.
Yeah, that'd be kind of funny.
It would, but then you're kind of ripping around.
Yeah,
when is
30
I
Rock?
feel like the 10th season of that's going to start soon, so I'm kind of excited about that.
Yes,
I think
it
they
is.
go
Also,
to 11 and then they're done, but I'm not positive.
This one goes to 11. Also, the farewell season of Parks and Rec starts.
It's one more then.
Why not just make 10 louder? The farewell season of Parks and Rec starts January 13th, too. So that's kind of...
very timely reference, by the way, with the... it goes to 11, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you for keeping it nice and current. We're in the future now, guys. We can't just keep pulling these things out. You know, mockumentaries from the, whenever that came out. When that came out.
I think the 84?
Early 80s?
Maybe 85. Maybe 84, 85.
Guys,
maybe is this 30th anniversary, maybe?
Oh, no. Well, then that would be a thing for sure.
That would definitely be a thing. So, guys, we got to talk about one thing today, specifically. There's one piece of news, or at least one event coming up this week that is a little bit more relevant to us.
To you guys, can I talk first, please? Because
okay, don't give us that diva. Can I just say something for once without being interrupted?
Can I let me?
Go ahead. We're talking about, of course.
No, we don't know.
Here?
Well, Will might say something.
Okay, sorry. Yeah,
go
ahead.
Will.
You can talk yourself into a trap.
No, it's a trap. I want to congratulate my Purple Boys in Baltimore for beating the Steelers.
Probably the sissiest way of describing the Baltimore Ravens.
The worst way to describe
Purple Boys of Baltimore.
Purple Boys.
The Purple
Pigs. For the Purple Boys.
The Purple Pigskin Pounders. That's going to be my fantasy football team name next year.
Hey, Will, I have a better idea.
Anything else?
Get out.
How about you, Dabba? How about you, Dump, ladies and gentlemen? Scotty Dump.
Oh, God. He loves chocolate. Scotty down.
I ripped you
for clones.
I ripped you for making a bad reference, and I'm just.
And then you make a worse one.
You make a worse one. Wait, worse.
I think I brought more joy. So the purple. What are you with the pigskin pounders? Are you saying?
Pigskin pounders of the
Midwest.
The charm city.
The Midwest. Docs, gonna get you a geography book for next Christmas.
Oh, just a map.
360 or so.
A geography book. An atlas.
No, a book about geography.
Oh, okay, just like a book about
like a textbook for a geography
forestry.
Class.
Yeah, I should mention to everybody it's 360 shopping days until the next Christmas. So get out there.
It's got to be less than that. 360.
Get out there.
Yeah, it's got to be
360 days.
No, it's got to be less than that.
That was December 30th.
That would be like December 30th.
That'd be December 31st, yeah. Tonsarn it. Well, I do know.
So, Will, why are you congratulating these Ravens?
Anyway, I do know it's 344 days until
Are you counting stats, like stat holidays where you can't shop?
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
4 days where it would make no sense to go shopping before Christmas.
But with the internet, you can shop every day. If you use our Amazon link, you'll find it's not a real thing. I just made it up.
Look for it.
But look for it. Look for it. If you find one,
you got to tell us.
You have to dial next to the Entenmann's snack cakes.
Okay, I would like to say first of all, I am drinking out of my Baltimore Ravens Tervis tumbler.
Tumbler.
Thanks to the folks for.
Can I just say that Tervis tumbler sounds like a left tackle for the Baltimore Ravens?
Tervis tackler. Well, what was the name? Oh, I have to look this up.
Ohio State University.
Oh, there's a name I sent. There's a name I sent you guys that I found on TV.
Detarian Shackle or something like that?
Detarian Shackelford. Yeah.
Have you seen this Sean Oakman guy from Baylor?
No.
Oh, he is enormous. Detarian Shackelford, University of Mississippi.
That's a good name. By the way, congratulations to Oregon. Holy cow.
Congratulations to Ohio State for beating that BS Nick Saban. That was an awesome game.
Alex,
The Oregon-Florida State one, not so much.
Alex, am I right
Not so
thinking that
much.
your
Let's hate
team's
Florida
Notre Dame?
State.
Is my team Notre Dame?
I'm thinking about adopting a team. I want to see if I can, be a little bit more into college.
I think it's just because my roommate Wes is a huge Notre Dame fan, so I became one as well. And then that same year they went to the BCS championship. It got destroyed 42-7 by Alabama. So they're definitely the one I root for the most. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm wondering between that and Alabama, but that feels wrong. I don't know. It feels almost.
I don't know why I hate Nick Saban so much because he actually was part of Belichick's staff when he was in Cleveland way back in the day. But I think it's partially because he coached the Dolphins in 06-07 and because Alabama crushed Notre Dame in 2012. So those two things outweigh the fact that he was on Belichick's staff back in the D.
Yeah. I need to adopt a team. I need to adopt a team too. Maybe I'll do. I don't think I'll do
Michigan. Then we'll
do
have
a
a
Western
rivalry.
team. Like do Stanford or something like that. That'd be easy to watch for you.
Don't do
or
Stanford.
Oregon. I'm thinking Oregon. Even though I do have a Washington State hoodie, but I kind of picked that up as a little touristy thing a couple years ago. Yeah, Washington State is negative.
Maddie wants to know why he shouldn't do Stanford, and it's because they have too high of a standard for grades, and therefore will never be in the national championship.
That's true because
they'll do well. Then they've done well, but even when Luck was there being coached by Harbaugh, they weren't really in the national championship.
I was gonna say who do we know? Who else can we name in the NFL who's a Stanford alum?
Richard Sherman.
Yeah, Richard Sherman.
Yeah. Okay.
Whenever I hear that said, I'm like, do they have a communication?
Colby Fleener was from there as well.
I know he's choke major.
The Pep Hamilton, the offensive coordinator from Indianapolis. He was at Stanford when Luck was there.
Oh, hold on.
His name is Pep Hamilton.
Will, can you do me a favor right now?
I guess.
Can you tell me what the name of your defensive coordinator is?
Oh, Dean Pease.
No. I didn't ask you to describe a situation. What's his name?
His last name is spelled Pees, which is too bad.
Tell me who your offensive coordinator is.
His name is Joe Popes.
Gary Kubiak.
Gary Kubes. Yes, so I want to.
Why are you congratulating them? What do they do? What have you done for me lately?
I think because there were 4 NFL football games this past weekend, so obviously I'm congratulating my team, the Baltimore Ravens, and they don't need a nickname because they're raw. Because what you see is what you get. Thanks, Chris D'Elia. It's always great when Baltimore rolls into Pittsburgh and beats the Steelers. This past season was a little weird. They handled the Steelers very well in their first matchup, allowing only 6 points. And then in the next matchup, this is when Ben was on maybe some deer antler spray or something, and he scored 6 touchdowns back to back.
Can you really claim the deer antler spray thing?
I guess. Hey, I guess not. Listen.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't go to Tampa
You're
Bay.
the originator of it, and you being your team, and your team being the guy who retired.
Yeah, there's a reason. Alex and I don't say, "Oh, maybe they spied on other teams." We don't do that.
You just said that. Said that.
It was an example of something he.
If I
wouldn't
said
say.
I didn't murder that guy, you wouldn't be like, "Well, you just said you did."
Yeah, well, we can take that soundbite out of context.
Well, you just said I and murdered, and I don't know what else happened in between.
That guy.
So don't edit this together to me.
Right, just want that sweet candy.
I was thinking exactly that. I couldn't remember what he said in that episode. Good for you.
Mr. Simpson, your silence only incriminates you more.
The clock in the background.
It just keeps changing. So Baltimore beat Pittsburgh 30-17. Now you might say 17 points. Wow, so they must have scored 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
Nope.
No, I wouldn't say that because I watched the game.
Yes, but if you're just look at the score, that wasn't quite the situation. It was a weird kind of scoring thing. It was more like 3 field goals, a touchdown, and
without a conversion.
Without a conversion and a safety.
Yeah,
and safety was weird, but it was in garbage time, so it didn't matter.
That was a weird safety. It would have worked much. They're like, yeah, safety. I was like, if you guys recover that in the end zone, it would have been much better for you. But I mean, enjoy what you're doing.
I never even considered that. That's a good point.
Well, Will, how good did you feel when everyone knows him, everyone loves him, backup quarterback Brad Grodkowski came into the game? How are you feeling? And then goes on to complete on 3rd and 21 and then 4th and 3 to get a first down.
Yeah. You know what was weird? Like I love seeing Ben get sacked so much because he's so weird, first of all, he's the top, but he's hard to bring down though. He does shed a lot of frustrating. Does shed a lot of tackles. By the way, did you see Ben breaking ankles to run for a first down? That was
break his neck on the thing that took him out of the game. Oh yeah, my God.
Okay, so I love seeing Ben get sacked. I'm so that's like one of my. If I could see like a reel of Ben getting sacked, I would pay handsomely for it. But I saw him go down
Peyton
like
Manning
that,
getting disappointed,
and or John Harbaugh counting 12 men on the field.
Oh yeah, so sad. So sad. It's like 11, 12. Damn it.
So, but it's okay because it didn't matter. This led to a field goal. So Ben, it was weird because I love seeing Ben get sacked, and he went down with that, and he laid on the field. I was like, oh no, I felt bad for him. Yeah. All of a sudden, my sports fan
don't do that right away,
like back seat, and then my humanity took over.
Yeah. You're like, I guess he is just a human being trying to make a living, but I love seeing him get.
I don't want to see him like get knocked out. Also, I saw like the way he went down. I think it wasn't so much that he like probably tweaked his neck, but also that he went that he hit his head, and then Heath Miller goes out on the next play because he hit his head. Whiplash. Thanks, Metallica.
Whiplash. Yeah, Whiplash Whopper. Thank you, Burger King.
Yeah,
I had Whiplash.
I prefer the Angry Whopper myself.
I'm very pro Angry Whopper.
That's a current reference.
There's a point where Burger King was selling at the exact same time the Southwest Whopper and the Texas Whopper, and they were almost the same thing, but they were a little bit different, and it was like one of the weirdest fast food decisions I've ever seen.
Do you know the weirdest fast food?
If I had to say
that's
right
a BuzzFeed
now,
list right there.
I think the Texas one had like
jalapenos or something.
No, they had the onions on it, like the
like caramelized, like
no. What are they called? Alex, help me out here. I know you're laughing.
Yeah, at me how about that, Alex?
It's kind of like haystack onions.
Yeah. There you go. See, get off the sideline, and get in the game, and you immediately help.
No, it's way funnier to hear you be like,
then
they're like, no, not those. And then I'm just laughing to myself, having a giggle.
What are they called? Like straw onions? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they had them at the same time.
Anyway, so yeah, Brad Gradkowski goes in, whose brother plays for Baltimore, by the way.
He's a center.
Little family connection.
Yeah.
Little connection. Also, there was a hockey game on Saturday, and I keep forgetting this, even though they brought it up earlier in the season. I forgot that Ryan Miller's brother, Drew, plays for the Red Wings.
I did not know they were related.
I did not know that he was a person that existed.
Okay, so if you don't know they're related.
The second part I didn't know either.
If you don't know they're related, look at a picture of the two of them, and then you'll immediately know. But Drew Miller's not a guy that really gets talked about all that often. But they show his mom at the game. She wears like a sweater that's like half
don't
red,
do that.
half blue.
Mothers of the future, don't do that. Pick one or don't wear either. We're just like a smart.
Is Drew Miller
vest.
100 years old? He's like a silver fox.
Yes. So is Ovi. Ovi though is getting a couple.
So is Roman Harper.
Ryan. Okay. What's the name of the wrestler whose name
Roman Reigns?
Oh, is it
Luke Harper?
Luke Harper.
See, yeah, because I hear Rowan Harper, I just think you're just describing like a matchup or something like that.
Yeah, it is a matchup. Yeah, Luke's got a bit of gray in his beard too. I think he's an older guy though, but he moves pretty well. I have a weird fact about Luke Harper is that a guy that my roommate does sketch comedy with, his brother-in-law is Victor.
My God.
This could not be more convoluted.
Oh my God, a guy that my roommate does.
You just
comedy with.
His brother-in-law, not that guy.
You cut off right before the connection.
Okay,
it's a tight connection. His brother-in-law is Victor in NXT's Ascension, or actually WWE's Ascension now because they've got brought up to the main roster. But anyway, they have talk about Luke Harper and his wife. Apparently, they really like Disneyland. Luke Harper's wife goes there all the time.
That's very cute.
Kind of like Mick Foley, I guess. He's a big fan of Disneyland and Christmas, which just happened.
Luke
anyway,
Harper's wife likes Disneyland. That's the worst trivia I've ever heard.
Hey, man, you never know what'll come in handy. You could be at a pub trivia night, and
if that's just not pub trivia,
it sounds like a quiz you would have. You'd be like, "It's a WWE quiz."
How does
everyone
done
last year?
Yeah, I know, but. That was a WrestleMania quiz specifically.
That was a WrestleMania quiz, yeah. Who else is related in sports? Gronk, does he have any brothers? Yeah,
he's got 9 of them.
He's got 9. Actually, or is he?
Was Chris, Dan, he's got a younger one somewhere, and there's another one. And Chris and Dan have both been in the NFL. Actually, Dan Gradkowski played for the Pats briefly. They were both on the team very briefly.
Oh, Oh man! So they had to put a letter in front of their name on their jersey. What's the rule about that, by the way? Because some teams do it, some teams don't. I don't think you have to.
Because Rodgers doesn't have one on the.
That's true. And neither did Brady when there was another Brady on the Pats, like way back in the day.
Yeah. I know that when Marion and Marcel Hossa played on the same team, they did MA dot for both of them, which doesn't make any sense.
Why? Why?
I don't know.
Okay, we need letters in front to distinguish. They're just the same friggin' letters. So
who was it in Dallas? Is it Ben, Jamie Ben, and Jordan Ben? I think
they're brothers. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like J A and J. I could have sworn there was a guy who put like the first 3 letters of his first name was like JAR or something. I don't know. It was Jared Ben or something. Whatever.
Just go straight up Ichiro and just put your first name on it.
Yeah,
put your name on it. That's all I'm saying.
But he's Japanese. He's Japanese. They do it back.
Still his first name. No, I think it's Korean. No, that's Korean. I don't think they do that in Japan. I don't. Okay. Gosh, if anybody can help us out, if Shigeru Miyamoto's out there listening to the podcast, the president of Nintendo, if you could help us out.
No one can help us out in the moment.
He's not the president, is he?
Anyway.
I thought.
Let's discuss the structure of Nintendo.
President. Oh, okay. So you got your Mario. He's up there, up top, and Link's
Bowser's always chasing him.
So back to the Ravens.
Oh yeah, who are the Ravens going to play? Will?
Who are they playing? Because they won, they defeated Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. Where are they going to go?
In the wild card game, so they're going to go to Foxborough, Massachusetts, and play the Patriots. So this is the how manyth time in how many years they're playing the Patriots in the playoffs? 4th time in
I think it's the
5
third.
Years?
Well, if we go back to 2009 when they crushed
which was great.
Game,
yeah, that was great.
6 years ago. So I think it's the 4th time in 6 years. That wild card game, 2 AFC championship games, split, and then now this one.
So,
how do you feel about it? How do you feeling?
After seeing the way our defense played on Saturday, I'm feeling really good.
Without Le'Veon Bell, let's just point that out, though.
No, it is. Yeah, actually, I was going to tweet thanks for the Bengals for helping us get to them.
Yeah. How good is the Ravens pass rush?
Suggs was next level yesterday, but I don't know how.
That's a concern I have.
Yeah, I mean, there's just. I mean, it doesn't matter. The Pats just don't have an O-line.
You also have Elvis Dumerville who got a sack the team single season sack record this year. So you got the veteran Suggs and Doom and the youthful AJ Mosley. So this or CJ Mosley. So this should be pretty good. Should be pretty good. I liked them getting through to Ben.
Is there anything that concerns you about their matchup with the Patriots?
Anything that concerns me?
Yeah,
I feel like I'm being set up here.
No, I'm asking.
What is They had Flacco's numbers, by the way, like 13 touchdowns and 0 interceptions in his last 5 playoff games.
Yeah. He's pretty good. I was a little the Justin Forsett fumble concerned me a little bit, but it was a kind of a weird play where he got kind of pushed into Owen Daniels' ES. So. But Steve Smith is still getting those long plays. Owen Daniels is a good weapon at tight end, and I think Joe is Joe plays very well in the playoffs. And
how did Joe play in the playoffs last year?
He didn't make it last year.
Really? So he got 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 0 yards last. Really?
Right.
No,
but the point being, once you get the guy in the playoffs,
interesting. Once you get it in, who's getting Flacco into the playoffs? Didn't Flacco get himself in the playoffs?
I'm just saying, once he's there. They
still have the Super Bowl hangover last year. They're in the same situation as the last
30th ranked defense. So
anyway. Last year, it didn't matter because last year, but this year is what it's all about, babies, and it should be a good match. Hey, you guys got an okay team too.
Brothers against brothers.
That's pretty exciting.
Family against family. You guys are all it's me against the world. Okay,
guys, it's gonna get
that.
It's gonna get ugly.
It's gonna get personal.
That 3-way text conversation we have is not gonna.
We're gonna bring up stuff from years ago.
Will, if they hurt Gronkowski, something's gonna happen. This podcast might have to end, or just be us yelling at you.
Okay, well, I didn't do anything.
We're holding you personally responsible, young man.
The 11 men on the
teammates
field
and your team.
Yeah,
and therefore,
it's no man. It's
yell at you.
It's gonna. You will at the very least.
Great opportunity to get yelled at.
No, guys, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm super stoked the Ravens got past Pittsburgh. Love that rivalry, and And they're developing a bit of a rivalry, I think, with the Patriots, even though they didn't meet in the regular season this past season.
You know what I heard on the pregame on Saturday, which I didn't realize before, but they're talking to Harbaugh, and they're like, the AFC North is the only division with all four cold weather teams and no domes. So it's
that's a really good point.
In terms of the elements, it's probably the toughest one you're going to have to play in, or is the toughest one you're going to have to play in, because all the other ones have at least one or both.
Yeah,
so half your games would be outdoors. Guaranteed.
Yeah, because Detroit has a dome. Minnesota used to.
Yeah,
and
Minnesota will when they get there.
It will again. Oh yeah, because they got that weird like iceberg looking building. Yeah. That's
I don't know what they had before in terms of structural integrity.
A roof collapsing.
You know, like an inflatable roof that they had to blow up every game.
Hey man,
not that they had to blow it up. It's that
you didn't see that the team would get out there, they blow it up.
Down.
That was their warm up. They'd warm up their lungs. It'd be like, who's the guy who could blow up the hot water bottle?
Frank Colombo.
There you go. I remember. Not Chuck Palumbo. Chuck Palumbo fixes up motorcycles now, by the way.
Yeah, well, what else?
That's about right.
Do?
He also looks like Kyle Orton. I never even thought about that. Think about it.
He also really likes Disneyland. A lot of people don't know that. Likes Disneyland.
What's her thoughts?
No, I remember when BC Place was an inflatable dome, and it collapsed a couple years ago. But that wasn't to do. It was somewhat to do with snow and ice buildup. But two guys kind of adjusted the inflation on either side of the building, and they overcompensated. So it's like, I'm just going to turn it up to here. And the other guy's like, yeah, I'm just going to turn it up to here. And it just collapsed. So that was kind of weird. But I remember when it was inflated, you'd have to go through an airlock. You'd have to go through a revolving door that made your ears pop. So that was kind of weird. So Minnesota, I'm sure, doesn't miss that. But there you go. Like Dalplex. Exactly. Yeah. That weird. Yeah, you're right. I haven't been to Dalplex in a long time.
Yeah,
but that weird
inflatable. Go in there and I'm like, weird. We have to change the atmosphere.
And it's just like all you see is the insulation. It's not finished up on the ceiling at all. It's been like that for 90 years.
It's definitely asbestos, and you're definitely not supposed to breathe in there.
Yeah, but you know what? I
thought asbestos was good for you.
No, that's asparagus.
Oh, that's fiber. That's
asparagus is good if you want your pee to smell. It's a family of asparagus, but they're self-conscious about the way their pee smells.
I just like his reaction, like the little huh, and then the hands that comes with it. Yeah.
Do we have a score prediction for the Ravens Patriots matchup?
Do we want to do this?
70-0 Patriots.
Oh, okay, Matt.
Sorry.
70-0.
Sorry, 70-3.
What do you got, Will? What do you got?
Okay, but what if you broke the record for field goal length? How would you feel about that?
I would not feel good.
68-yarder.
Although Justin Tucker is one of my favorite players. Actually, if the next jersey I get just might be his.
Oh, please don't do that.
That's not a joke.
This is like a contest you'd have to lose, or like a bet you'd lose, where it's like, if the Ravens lose, the next jersey you have to get is the Kickers.
I might have. That's not a punishment. I might have told you guys this already, but on Canadian Thanksgiving weekend, the Canucks went down to Seattle. They're on the sideline with the Seahawks, and they're having a good time, and the players kind of mingled a little bit, and one of the players talked to the Seahawks long snapper, and they kind of became buddies. So he bought the long snapper's jersey.
Amazing. That'd be a Danny Aiken jersey for us, Maddie.
And I don't know what store sells that, but that's kind of the interesting thing about football is that, of course, people are going to get the star quarterbacks.
You wouldn't buy it at a store. You'd go to their pro shop and you'd say,
you'd have to go to pro shop.
Or my Ryan Allen.
You'd have to get it specially done.
Or what's the one? What other guy has a Ryan Allen jersey and he's wearing it on the field right now?
What's the one you guys can't find for the Patriots? Is it Chandler Jones? No,
any of them.
Any.
The only ones you can find are Gronk and Brady. Will Fork's hard to find. Rob Nankovich is impossible to find.
Well, when you go to Fenway this summer, you can check out the. Do you think you're going to check out the Patriots team store? Or are you going to skip it?
Well, last time I went down, I did go to Gillette. But I don't know if I go down to Gillette again this year. But I mean, I'd find lots of places selling jerseys there for show.
Oh yeah, because Gillette. How far is Gillette from? We'll say stadium to stadium.
Minutes,
yeah, give or take. Like when we went, it was like Sunday afternoon, so it really wasn't much going on. So not a lot of traffic. So I'd say like 40, 45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Especially if you have a GPS, to get out of the city very easy.
Yeah,
they don't like GPS, but when you're
is...
trying to get out of a city and like into a certain spot, it's just like take this turn, and you're like, oh, thank you so much. I don't know how.
Yeah, it's like Seattle. I keep forgetting how. Actually, I'm starting to know how to get on the I-5 again in Seattle.
Yeah, but then that's the other thing. If it goes down, you're like,
yeah.
Well, the sun's over there, so that means it's setting. So that's north.
Well, the blue stuff, that's the
north.
land, obviously.
Buster, the guy who thought the blue on the map was land. Yeah. So score prediction for me, let's say I'm going to say 31-24.
I'll take 35-17.
That was going to be my prediction, but for the New England Patriots. So I'm going to say
31-24.
34-21 for the Patriots.
Actually, I think when I made my picks this season, there was a game, I think it was a Chicago game, but I made the correct prediction. I said like 31. I think I said 30-23, and the final score was like 31-24, so I was the closest. That's a good safe football score, I think.
That's a bad choice. That was a bad prediction, Will.
Yeah.
Why?
You didn't get it right because you were wrong.
But I was closest. Yeah, and it wasn't Price is Right rules. It wasn't closest without going over.
Everything in life should be Price is Right rules.
I think everything in life. Everything in life. I think everything in life should be. Hey, so yes, the Ravens and the Steelers played Saturday night. Something else, Alex, happened Saturday night. A little tussle in the land down under.
Yeah, a long time coming. I don't think it was in the land down under. I don't know where the fight was, but no, it was an MGM Grand. It was an MGM
I was going to guess Vegas. Was CM Punk there, and did he big time Landsberg? Do you know?
I didn't see. I don't know. I didn't see that. Kane was there.
Check it out if you want to see the wrestler.
Velasquez, by the way. Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
C-A-I-N. I was going to say Michael Caine.
Glenn Jacobs was there.
I just like tight.
Mike Cocaine. That's how he says his name.
Taken into fight.
Mike Cocaine.
That guy has got a bruise in his head. The size of a
Yes.
You can always fit it in. You can always fit it somewhere.
Oh, that's my favorite.
So MGM Grand, DC versus JBJ.
Johnny Bones Jones, brother of former Baltimore Raven Arthur Jones and brother of current New England Patriot Chandler Jones.
Oh, Chandler's his brother too.
No one told you.
I did not know that.
Gonna be this way.
That's on Friends. That's on Netflix now because Chandler's the name of a character.
Oh, Chandler. I was like, their last name's Jones.
Because there was a fighter named Ross Rachelson last night, and he'd be
Ross Rachelson,
and he's featuring
and Joey Phoebe.
Joey Phoebe. I couldn't think of Phoebe's name. I was gonna say Ursula. Why do I remember her evil sister's name?
Oh my god, she has a sister though in the show, and
named Ursula. I know.
Oh, it is okay.
Yes.
All right. I don't know why you're yelling at me.
I don't know either. I hate the show Friends. It's like the one piece of information I know.
That is incensed.
All right.
He's secretly
take it down a notch. He is
Netflix.
Madder than Johnny Bones Jones fighting Daniel Cormier. I'll tell you that.
Oh
much.
yeah, okay. How mad was he, Alex?
Just said.
Oh.
Who won?
Who won? Well, let's get down to it first. First of all, this fight was a long time coming because it was supposed to happen in August or September, but one of them got injured in training camp, and they had some real bad blood. They actually got into a physical altercation at a press conference, and then they also had a situation where they were both mic'd up on ESPN in separate rooms, and they didn't know their mics were on, and they were talking back and forth, and that all got recorded. They were trash talking each other. So there's a lot of actual bad blood. But this happens a lot in mixed martial arts. It happened when, say, GSP fought Josh Koscheck and Nate Diaz as well. Nick Diaz, sorry.
Koscheck, by the way, it looks like a grown-up version of Alex's baby pictures, but keep going.
Okay.
Very specific comparison.
Right. But anyway, you see a lot of bad blood in MMA, because one-on-one fighting and stuff like that. But usually after the fights, that dies down. Like after the GSP Josh Koscheck one, where there was a ton of trash talking. After the fight, they're like, I have a lot of respect for you. Josh Koscheck was just trying to sell the fight, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, no, I actually want these guys to hate each other. Like, I don't get why they don't, why they're hugging it out. Frank Mir and Brock Lesnar was another case of just actual bad blood. And I think that's more on Brock Lesnar because he just can't get along with anybody. Fight was a long time coming. John Bones Jones has been champion for a long time, and Cormier seemed to be like the guy who had a chance to beat him and failed to do so as he lost by unanimous decision. I have a lot of respect for Bruce Buffer now. 49-46 on all scorecards. So it wasn't as great a fight as I hoped it would be. It was a lot of stand-up. a lot of clinch moves and things like that. But Jones is just so long. He's a very long fighter, so he can keep distance. And Daniel Cormier is the exact opposite. Very compact, but very strong.
He's very really.
But he's an Olympic wrestler, like legit former Olympic wrestler, and so people thought he'd have a chance, and he just couldn't pull it off.
So is JBJ more of is striking more his strength then? Because of his length?
Yeah, like awkward striking, like kind of unconventional, I guess would be the way you'd say it. It's kind of stand up, but like a lot of flying knees, a lot of spinning elbows, and just kind of random kicks. So you just don't know where they're coming from. He'll just be standing there and just his foot's in your face. You don't know where it came from.
Which one of y'all kicked me?
The end of his leg.
Which one of y'all kicked me? But after the fight,
the end of his leg. Shut up.
After the fight, he said, anyone who bought a Breakbones t-shirt can return it because you were wrong. And sorry for being classless, but I hate Daniel Cormier and have a good night. And it was just like, oh, okay.
Whoa.
Like legit bad blood. Like I wasn't sure how it would be like after the fight because like I said, 90% of the time it was like, whatever, I have a lot of respect for you. But this time he was just like, no, I hate this guy. I'm out. I'm sorry for being kind of a jerk, which he's always kind of been under this surface. A lot of people kind of see through Bones Jones as kind of like, he's kind of a dick, but
well, his nickname is Bones, so I guess they can see below the surface of his skin.
Yes, that's true. And that's true.
Yeah, but
anyways,
that's good. I think UFC needs characters like that, right? That's why guys like Tito got
characters welcome. Characters welcome.
Very funny. That's why guys like Tito were great, and guys like who else? Chael Sonnen, and that's why I think
Chael Sonnen. I mean, those guys can just sell a fight. It brings a lot of interest to it. So certain guys who sell a fight, like GSP is not going to sell his fight on his personality, and neither's Anderson Silva. So they can bring in the hardcore fans, but the kind of the casual fans will be brought in by the Brock Lesnar's and the Chael Sonnens and the Tito Ortiz.
Yeah, that's what they need. But also
as
these guys
Brock
got to
Lesnar
be able to
said
back
after he beat Frank Mir, I took the horseshoe out of his ass and I beat him over the head with it. And then he went home and had some Coors Light because Bud Light wouldn't pay him anything.
Paid any money. Yeah,
and then immediately apologized at the press conference because they kind of do in a roundabout way if they're sponsoring the fight you're a part of. So.
Yeah, some people's like, Brock, actually, I'm paying you a little bit of money. It's like, oh, crap, okay.
Oh, yeah, let's just go in my pocket a little bit, but whatever. So it was a long night of fights. Every single fight went to unanimous decision. So at the end, Joe Rogan was talking to John. He's like, we have no time. The pay-per-view is about to end. So what are you going to say? And it's just 2 words, and he was out.
Oh, it's like a Halloween Havoc 90, was it 97, 98 kind of thing?
Yeah, but UFC had that too.
That was
the pay-per-view ran long and they lost the main event.
They saw 2 minutes of the main event. I think it was like Sting and Hogan or something.
Yeah, they had that was on Nitro.
On Nitro the next day. Yeah, that was one of the nails in WCW's coffin. But
probably wrong.
It might have been Paige. Yeah.
I
don't know, bro. It might have been me and Hogan, and it was Halloween Havoc 97, and we were in the main event. We were on top.
Anyway, that's my Paige impression. It's really good.
It's pretty good. I disagree with you on that one.
I haven't heard him talk in a while, so that could be way off. I have no idea. Maybe she has a real high-pitched voice.
That's it.
Let me tell you something. Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan.
I'll take up the spaceship, Hulk Hogan. Oh, man. Matt, you saw a movie.
Sorry.
I did.
Cool, man. Well, talk to you later. This is the podcast.
Good catch up.
Big love, Zach.
For the first time, I got to go see a movie at Halifax's only one screen movie theater. The Oxford Theater is my first time.
What do you think of the theater?
The theater itself. The theater itself is like sitting down and everything like that. It was very nice. I enjoyed it a lot. I like. There was one in Saskatoon. I don't know if it's called the Roxy or if it's Magic Lantern. It might be both. But there's a movie theater in Saskatoon that is kind of like, I think they have 2 screens, but they're both that style of there's a balcony and it's like big. It looks like a big fake Spanish villa, like you're on a movie set. And anyway, it's pretty cool. Like it's a neat effect. And Halifax is a little bit more subtle, a little more understated, which apparently has been the case throughout the Oxford's history. It was pretty minimalistic. We had to wait outside to get tickets it was a Friday night, and all the people wanted to see this movie, especially older people. It was appeal to them. So I saw The Imitation Game, the story of a computer. I don't want to say computer genius isn't exactly the right word because he more or less just invented computers.
A baby genius. He's a genius.
Baby genius.
Baby.
He's baby geniuses too.
Yeah.
His name is Alan Turing, played by Benedict Cumberbatch. And now I saw this movie, and I was surprised that I did because Keira Knightley's in it, and she's the worst. But she wasn't that bad in this one, so that was remarkable. It was another movie. It was another, not necessarily a movie, but another piece of media where Benedict Cumberbatch plays a genius who's frustrated with people who don't understand him, just like BBC Sherlock.
He's very typecast there, yeah.
A little bit, yeah. But otherwise,
Smaug when he plays Smaug.
Yeah, he's frustrated.
Why doesn't anybody understand me?
There's a British guy in there who I think is in Downton Abbey who looks exactly like Samwise Gamgee, like a British Sam Gamgee.
Sean Astin?
Yeah, he looks like a British Sean Astin.
Can I speak really quickly on who is and isn't British? So,
yes.
Just real quick. So, in Lord of the Rings, the top two hobbits, Elijah and Sean Astin. And it's not Elijah Astin, it's Elijah Wood and Sean Astin. They're not related. But they're both American playing semi-British hobbits. But Lee Pace, who plays Thranduil in the Hobbit, like the Elf King in the Hobbit movies, and Ronan in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know where he's from?
Ohio or something?
Oklahoma? It's Oklahoma. I had no idea. Yeah.
I'm a huge Lee Pace fan because I've tweeted about it during Guardians of the Galaxy. I was like, anyone who I don't recognize in a movie, I'm just going to assume it's Lee Pace because he looks different every time. Like in Lincoln, he looks totally different.
Who is he in Lincoln?
He is, I don't know, one of the...
Play a British guy?
Yeah, no, one of the congressmen.
No, I was really surprised. I'm just in an age where most American characters in movies are played by Brits. I just assume if you're a British character in a movie, you're played by a British actor. Anyway, Sorry, Matthew. Continue. Sean Astin.
Not a problem. Anyway, good movie. It was a solid flick. You're kind of wondering, you're like, how do you make code breaking interesting on the big screen? Like, how do you make that something you want to watch? And so they do a pretty good job with it there.
I assume you just played the Mission Impossible theme song in the background.
Yeah, and you have a little burning fuse on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah. So it's good. It was it was a tragic story. Doesn't have a great ending. It's sad what happened to him. And
they cover that in the movie. I thought they didn't for some reason.
So Alan Turing was gay, but and people.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Before the movie came out, people were like, "Well, they kind of understate it," but they don't. It's a whole part of the movie. It's like
they just mean. I guess what they mean is they don't think. Yeah, it was the main part.
That's not the main through line.
And there shouldn't be.
Yeah, and so people were like, "Well, didn't they come out?" I was like, "It very much is. It's very present there." So it's a tragic movie. What was I going to say about it? One of the issues with when you play a character who is like Alan Turing in the movie is an awkward character. He is doesn't really get social cues. People might want to diagnose him and say like he had Asperger's or something like that. I don't know, but it's a little difficult when you're an actor and you're doing a performance as a character like that because you are trying not to just do like a parody of him. It's kind of like with In Cold Blood. With Truman Capote.
Exactly.
Because like you're trying to be like, well, how can I be Truman Capote without looking like?
Because he's such a character that it's one of those guys that everyone would do kind of an impression of. Yeah. It's tricky.
So I don't know how. I don't think Benedict Cumberbatch really nailed it as well as he could have. He definitely does a great job, and he emotes really well, and he makes you sympathize with him, and you're intrigued by this character. But at the same time, I think it's still kind of leans in that area of like, oh, you might just kind of be doing a bit of like an impression or something like that.
A bit of a schmozzle,
But I saw somebody give trivia. It's like this is the second time Benedict Cumberbatch played a closeted gay man who worked for the British government. Because the other time was Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Oh,
I forgot he was in that movie.
Yeah, I have not seen that.
I gotta watch that movie.
Is that
again
Gary Oldman and Tom Hardy in that as well?
Yeah, that movie.
And every British actor probably you've seen.
Peter Dinklage. Then
Mark Strong is in it, who is also in
Low Winter
Imitation
Sun
Game as essentially the real life M from James Bond.
Oh,
which is cool as hell. And he's like pretty similar. So it's like I would definitely like Mark Strong as M from James Bond. I appreciate that.
Speaking of James Bond, Matt, when was the last time you saw Diamonds Are Forever?
I saw Casino Royale last night, which is not the movie you just mentioned.
Yes.
I haven't seen Casino Royale.
I had to point that out to you, Will.
I haven't seen Diamonds Are Forever in a few years, probably about 4 years at this point. It's not a good movie.
It's definitely the weirdest Sean Connery movie.
Odd.
It's so odd. It's kind of awesome. But it's like it's so
feel the fab.
It's so weird like compared to the other couple, like it almost was like they were making a parody of a James Bond movie.
Yeah.
It's like kind of the I don't want to say it's like an original like Austin Powers or something, but it was just so many weird bits in that it just stands out so much compared to the other 5 original Sean Connery movies. To me, I think it's hilarious. I think you can just tell that Sean is so like this is the movie he had to come back for after the Lazenby kind of incident, we'll say,
because he was like, I want $1 million, and they're like, haha, no, and then Lazenby happened, and he was like, I'd like $1 million, and they were like, okay,
here you go.
So, $1 million in 1971.
Yeah, you can just tell he's a little like out of shape. He's a little like done with. He grew a little bit. Yeah, before Just for Men, I couldn't put it in my hair. So yeah, it's a little bit before that, but it's just such like a weird like Mr. Wind and Mr. Kid, these weird gay bad guys that follow him around.
Yes.
And Tiffany Case might be one of the worst acting Bond girls,
but yet still not the worst. Objectively, she is better than Denise Richards.
Yes, that's true. But I'll say up to that point, she kind of stands out as
I don't think Denise Richards has been in any movie for acting skills ever.
I would say I agree with you.
Even her episode Saved by the Bell, she's a terrible actress in it.
There is an interesting
Harbaugh was on
part.
Saved by the Bell, which I did not. The New Year's.
What's interesting about Diamonds Are Forever is if you look at the ending when they have this diamond satellite in space and the planet is revolving and it's got a target and it's like time to target is this and they're trying to stop it. A little similar to a movie that comes out 6 years later called Star Wars, where the Death Star is trying to clear the planet of Alderaan in order to blow up the moon. Did that kind of? Did you notice that? Yavin, I mean, what did I say? Alderaan?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I knew you just misspoke.
I was gonna correct you, but I knew Matt would. So
thanks, Alex.
It was a Freudian slip.
I guess it's probably similar. I'm sure the concept of having to get toward a target to actually shoot at it's a little bit older than that, but.
Yeah, it's a typical. I guess it's a typical film convention, but just the fact that it's a laser in space and it's rotating around a planet that's what kind of rang true to me. So that I thought was kind of interesting. There's another Star Wars kind of parallel I saw in there, but I guess it escapes me.
Well, Blofeld says, "Luke, this is James. I am your father."
Yeah, your father. Yeah, he does say that.
He says that. So
there's a weird thing with all the Blofelds, and it's Charles Gray who was in the movie two movies before.
Who was in You Only Live Twice, and you watch that movie,
a different character.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, who's that guy? And he gets stabbed through a paper wall in Japan. Also, another weird movie. You Only Live Twice.
You Only Live Twice is kind of weird, but I'll say they do kind of. At first, you must become Japanese.
Oh, that's so offensive.
You have to take a Japanese wife. Well, I'll take her. No, you're going to take another girl. She's got a face like a pig. Oh, okay. Actually, no. Wait, James, she's hot. Oh, that's great.
That's pretty much exactly what happens. So, I guess what we're saying, folks, is watch The Imitation Game, or Diamonds Are Forever, or You Only Live Twice, or Star Wars, I guess,
or Star Wars, or Mystery Men.
Or Mystery Science Theater.
Or Mystery Science Theater 3000.
I haven't seen a movie in theaters in a while. I can't remember the last movie I saw in theaters was. Birdman,
Iron? Oh, they said Iron. I thought you said Iron Man.
Iron Man 2 was the last movie I saw in theaters. And you know what? Man. I'll like to leave it that way. That one did a number on me.
Yeah, it did. It did a number. It was the number 2. And that's not a... No, I don't mean that as an entendre.
Is that a Dookie reference?
No, it's not a Dookie reference.
What's that smell?
Dookie. So recently we bid adieu to the year 2014.
Yeah.
So, how was how was the New Year, guys? I left before
just started. Oh, like New Year's Eve.
No, I mean like your celebration.
I watched The Giver and Tammy, 2 very similar movies.
Oh, The Giver was on the plane coming to Halifax. Should I have watched that?
The Giver was fine, except Taylor Swift shows up in it for like 5 minutes. And
what?
You're like, that's Taylor Swift.
Boy, she's also in Interstellar.
McConaughey gets to the planet and she's like, I knew you were trouble when you walked in.
Oh, can I actually throw out a movie that I watched on the plane on the way back?
Don't throw it out, but you can tell us what it is.
This movie called The F Word.
Yes.
There you go. Retitled for
Daniel Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe, yeah. I thought the F word was quite enjoyable. I like Daniel
What's
Radcliffe
it called in the States? Like Friends with Friends of Fits?
I think it was released that way. It was released as like...
I think it's called Better Friends, I think is what it's called. Which is the series they did after Friends on NBC. And they just... With a new cast, but NBC was so gutsy, they said, it's called Better Friends. It's better than our old
Friends,
one.
the new
Actually,
class.
they called it Joey. That's what it was called.
Oh,
snap! It's called What If in the States. That's what it's called.
yes, it's called What If.
No, What If?
But I thought the F word was quite enjoyable, starring Harry Potter's Dan Radcliffe and girls in Star Wars Episode 7: The Force Awakens is Adam Driver. That was pretty cool.
And Zoe Kazan.
Kazan. She was who wasn't in Kazam, the Shaq movie. But yeah, New Year's. You guys had a good New Year's. So
yeah, mine was good. I assume you're asking us because you have a story.
I don't have a story.
I assume self-serving question.
My theory, like Derek and I both have, which is like if you're at work on Monday and someone asks you how your weekend was, they really just want to tell you about their weekend. Yeah. Weekend, I did this, and that. Yeah, I don't care.
Well, that's why I thought earlier Matt was like, so is there anything that concerns you about the Patriots Ravens matchup? Huh? How's your pass rush? Huh? How's that going? Like, what do you want to say, Matt?
That was like the only thing I was like, I just wanted you to say their pass rush is good so that I could confirm my fears. Tom getting beat up.
Yeah, but you don't have to hear me saying it.
I know, but you watch Ravens games.
Everybody on ESPN.
No, I guarantee you've seen more Ravens games than Will has.
Can I say I did not know that I did not know Stuart Scott had cancer. I had no idea.
You didn't know that? That's been going on for like 5 years.
Yeah, well...
Susie Colbert would always say, he get an ESPY award, and Susie Colbert would always say, oh, I'm picking for Stuart Scott, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I was bummed to hear that, and especially with the Sunday pregame stuff.
Young guy,
that was rough.
Yeah, he's a young guy, so that's too bad. I just had to mention that because Twitter was blowing up yesterday about it.
Yeah, no, the heart goes out to him for sure. That's definitely a rough thing to hear, and you always, when you hear something about that, you hope the person can rebound. So it's a shame he didn't. And he influenced a lot of people. I mean, you can see it in yesterday's thing. Rich Eisen had a great thing on it because he used to be at ESPN. He's on the NFL Network now, and tough watch for sure. So definitely, heart goes out to all those people out there dealing with that.
Absolutely, for sure. And now we look ahead, 2015.
Yes,
it's a new year. Feels a lot like 2014, guys. Am I right? I'm really funny. So instead of doing the year in review for 2014, it was good. It happened. Did you see?
Disagree. I noticed a lot 2014 of people, sucked.
Yeah, a lot of people said it sucked, but I'm like, okay, well. I don't know. Like the year didn't do anything to you. Life did something to you. It just happened to take place in those 365 days. So
yeah,
I guess that's how we categorize things. So whatever, if you have a bad day, when it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year, I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. Shout out to France.
It's a front theme song.
I know.
Oh.
Alex, your job's a joke. You're broke. Your love life is Dio.
Oh my gosh, Matt! You know a lot about Friends for a guy who hates Friends.
Yeah.
So
it feels like I'm always stuck in second gear.
He knows about the Rembrandts.
And 2015's coming up. I think it'd be fun.
It's here. Will, I got some bad news. 2015 has already happened. And it's happening.
I'm going to say 16.
This is all projection.
This is
Nothing's
the year
really
of
actually happening.
A lot of good movies.
A lot of good movies. I looked at a list.
Over.
No, I looked at a list of Variety's like top 30 movies to look forward to this year, and I'm actually not going to bring up that list right now because the list is pretty much what you expect. We got first of all, we got the movie Black Hat with Chris Hemsworth. That's going to be a big hit.
Star Wars will.
Black Widow,
I know, but we have to get. But that's coming to the end.
I know. We're going in order. What's my prediction?
And there was Black Hat, so I think he's starting at the beginning.
No, I'm starting at the excellent January movies. That nobody likes. Black Hat. I think Jupiter Ascending's coming out soon.
I think February is Jupiter Ascending.
Yeah.
Woman in Black.
January, we're going Black too. Yeah, but January obviously is a bad movie month. It's typically historically it's not.
Yeah. Catch up on your imitation games and Selma's.
Well, this is your Selma's and your Birdmans and your Unbrokens. Boyhood's come out again because of the.
Inherent Vice is going to go wide January 9th, which would be this Friday.
That's
like
I want to
check out for sure.
Yeah, I want to check that out.
Doing that for show.
You know for sure.
Sure.
You know for sure. I'm going to watch Foxcatcher on Thursday this week. I'm looking forward to that. Even though Michael Schultz went crazy.
What was that about, by the way?
His sudden and
so Michael
violent
Schultz is
change in position.
He's a character in. Well, he's not a character. He's a real human being with feelings and emotions and favorite foods and colors and things like that.
So this would be like if Alan Turing saw The Imitation Game. Which
unfortunately,
I guess, and didn't like his the way he was portrayed. Actually, wait. So we got Imitation Game, Selma, Foxcatcher, Unbroken. Is a biopic too, right?
Yeah, biopics are popular,
especially on Oscar season. They're a big hit. The Theory of Everything, that's a biopic, and then now you guys have to throw out one that's definitely a joke. That's not a biopic. So
Birdman.
Birdman's a biopic. Actually, Birdman kind of it. Well, it's not
a real person.
No, but it is kind of a parallel of Michael Keaton's career. Obviously, with Birdman and Batman's similarities cannot be ignored. What else is a biopic? I don't know. How Battle of Five Armies. There you go. So yeah, it's a good time to catch up on your Oscar movies. When are the Oscars this year? They moved
into June this year. I think
Sunday.
They're deep into June.
June 30th. This to give everybody time to watch all these Oscar movies. They announced the nominations next week, and then the show is in June.
Can I run an idea past you guys?
Yes, please.
For the Oscars this year, it's something we can do for the podcast. We just don't take long. It's a concept I heard about. It's called Oscar bowling. So I think there's something like 30 categories in the Oscars.
By the way, Oscar bowling sounds like a guy who works for the CIA to help out James Bond. Anyway, keep going.
Oscar bowling is a great biopic, by the way. Oliver Platt did a great job. Oscar bowling. So you pick the movie that you're like the most. You pick the category and who's going to win it that you're most sure about. And you give it 30 points. So if you're right, you get 30 points. And then the one you're next confident about, you put 29 points. All the way down to the category that you're the least sure of for 1 point. And the person with the most points at the end wins.
I put 30 points on sound editing.
Yeah, you could do that. If you thought it would win.
I know it was going to win. I don't know if it's dominated yet, but I know it was going to win. I can just tell. That's my favorite category. That's my favorite category because, okay, in Rogers back in the day, we had like this end cap of like.
So you're not kidding or what?
Kind of not kidding. We had an end cap of like Universal movies, and they like repack, like put the little slip cover on a DVD. It's like Oscar movie all of a sudden. And they had U571. It was like winner, best sound editing. Okay.
Someone's like, all right, I'll take that.
If you want to pick up the winner for best sound editing, I like how sound editing and sound mixing are two different awards too. And if you're an audiophile, first of all, you'll hate this show because our audio is actually no, it's pretty good.
Pretty good for podcasts.
People on Skype. For podcasts, I keep harping on it. I cannot understand why professional podcasters have such a hard time with Skype. Steve's like, put them on Skype, and the connection we had a bad connection. It's like, really? We're like the three of us. We're across the country, and like this, people think we're in the same room, which we were last week.
You're forgetting like how old is Steve Austin?
He's 50. He's 50.
So there's the whole thing of being like, I don't know how this computer works.
What do but he's got
do? What's an electronic mail?
But he's got a girl who mixes all this stuff for him.
Where's my girl? Where's my internet girl?
He's got stationed down at Podcast One. He's making chicken salad out of chicken scratch.
Even like Tim Ferriss, who is undoubtedly worth more than three of us combined, his sound and quality of podcast is usually pretty low.
It's weird. I guess because they recorded at a radio studio. Some of them, I know Jericho and JR do that. So I guess they got to just do their typical phone call in thing. Anyway, we sound great though. So let's see.
Fantastic.
What else came out? So Avengers comes out in May. That'll be a big one.
Age of Ultron.
Part 1, Episode 2.
First
Blood. Actually, Stallone did announce that he's making Rambo 5. Can you guys guess the title?
No.
Last Blood.
Really?
No. He's going to die.
Yes. Hey, man, spoilers. Rambo can't die. Maybe Rocky will die in a movie. I know he's making a movie called Creed, right? About Apollo. His son, really? I think. Yeah, he is, yeah. Yeah.
I really want that to be about the band, but whatever.
Yeah. So does Scott Stapp because he.
That dude has lost his mouth.
He knocks him out. So Age of Ultron. What else comes out in the summer? A bunch of other
Terminator
stuff.
Genesis,
Genisys. Jenny Zeiss.
Because they didn't want you to think there was a Terminator movie about Phil Collins and
and what's his name?
Peter Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel. Thank you very much. Yes, or the Sega
the monkey. I'm proud I know Peter Gabriel. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm impressed, Alex. I'm very impressed.
Hey, set the bar low. You never know what you're gonna do.
So this year Avengers comes out, and then the next movie that comes out is Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens.
Spectre comes out. We talked about that a couple weeks ago.
Oh, Spectre comes out.
That one.
Remember the movie that they haven't even started? I don't even know if
they started now. Some people some cars were stolen.
Some cars. Oh, really?
Yeah, some guys stole cars from the set. Yeah. Especially main ones.
Wow. Come on, Pinewood Security. I'm assuming they're shooting at Pinewood.
They were stolen, I want to say, from Italy.
Oh, come on, Italian security.
No, they still bring the Pinewood security guards with them, though. That's how they do it. It's very costly, and it's not very effective.
Wait a minute. If we're in Italy, who's protecting the studio? Oh, it's on now. Well, I guess
Michael Caine.
What event?
That guy looks like he stole a car. The size.
Tangerine.
He thought it was a good sport. Man. Should be a good year for. Okay, so we predicted movies. I'm predicting Best Picture at the Oscars for next year. So the movie that comes out this year that wins Best Picture Oscar will be Star Wars Episode 7: The Force Awakens. I think it's pretty obvious.
So am I right? Am I right that Superman and Batman doesn't come out this year?
Yes, you are right. They pushed it to March 2016.
They pushed things like. They were filming in 2013, and they're coming
Don't question the genius of Zack Snyder.
He's not a genius. That movie's going to be bad. I'm not going to see
it until you see Man of Steel.
It's kind of sarcastic, man.
The good part of Man of Steel is that Superman hangs out in Nova Scotia.
He does hang out in Nova Scotia. They pushed it to March 2016 because they didn't want to compete with Avengers.
Wasn't it Captain America they didn't want to compete with?
Sure, I guess. Well, okay, so technically I'm right. If they don't want to compete with the Avengers, they don't want to compete with Captain America.
Hey, okay, very fair.
Okay,
very good. I appreciate that.
Okay.
I may disagree with all of this.
So let's see. So we predicted movies: sports. Ravens win the Super Bowl. Raptors win the NBA title.
Canucks win the Stanley Cup.
And the Cup. Blue Jays win the World Series.
The Angels win the pennant. The Angels at least win the pennant, so that guy gets back with his father.
Angels. I'm predicting for personal predictions. Let's do that. I will be married, so that'll be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Wow.
Got some news for us, or is it you expect something to kind of hit all at once?
Yeah, I'm expecting just kind of a whirlwind 2-week kind of engagement. Meet her on Tinder, go down to Vegas.
No way that can go wrong. I will never do Tinder ever.
Elvis officiate our wedding. Well, you don't need Tinder, Alex. You're legit gorgeous. So.
Hey, that's so nice. We got to talk about hoverboards and
sports almanacs. The future crap.
I know.
I don't care what Robert Zemeckis wrote in 1987.
It's fiction. So yes, I know we know 1987. There's also aren't there movies that are set in like I think Terminator. I think in Terminator 2, LA gets nuked in 1997. Hey, guess what? That didn't happen. Well, it didn't happen because they fixed the features.
They fixed it. They changed it.
They
always change it.
There was an old British series called like Space 1999 or something. Like we get it, folks. It is kind of
2000.
Yes, it is. It is kind of a storyboard news people that it's a year that's famous, but we're done. We get it. It's not the future we thought, but it's the future. It's not the future. Yeah, it's the future we got. And quite frankly, guys, I'm like it. I'm glad to still be alive. I think life is beats the alternative. I guess I like living. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big fan of it. What else is going to happen this year? Matt, you're what do you think?
I thought you knew something about me.
Yeah, I was. You going to buy
expecting.
What are you going to buy a house? You going to buy a house?
I might buy I'm either going to buy
couple
one
houses
house or 7 houses.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Like numerological luck, that sort of thing.
I think I'm going to buy 4 houses, and then once I have that, I'm going to buy a hotel.
That's a good idea. You got to own all your lots, though.
Yeah, I got the lots of that color. Yeah, I got Park Place and what is it, Boardwalk?
Played Monopoly in
No, nobody likes Monopoly. Let's get that out here right now.
That's not true. I played it not too long ago and enjoyed the heck out of it.
See, Matt ruins statistics.
I do. Real quick about Monopoly. If you play with the free parking rule where you put $500 in the pot every time, that's actually a game breaker. You should only put like $100 in tops.
I've heard you're not supposed to put anything in there. It's just a free spot.
It is a free spot, but often house rules, people put in free parking and then any like $500 there, and then anything you have to pay that's not to the bank, like if you get a chance card, goes in there too. But $500, it's a game breaker. Like I played against my wife and she got there 3 times, and I was like, well, you have $3,000. I have $1,000. There's nothing
just because you landed on this spot.
You know what we call that? We call that being a sore loser.
Yeah. So anyway, don't do it, folks. Don't put the $500. Make it $100.
Actually, I have a board game related request, Matt. I think in the basement, I still have my Star Wars Command game there, the little Star Wars electric battleship, and I think I have Star Wars Monopoly hovering around in there somewhere.
Yes.
You do me a favor and take those.
Or take them out of the basement so that I can keep them warm for you until you come back.
Yeah. Or just somebody just babysit them. You can use them whatever you want.
Right now, but I can do that some other time.
Yeah. And I'm just saying next time you go.
Yeah, we'll do.
Because I keep thinking of bringing them back, but I'm like, I'll leave them at home, or just kind of take one, pass it on, donate it. It's called paying it forward. You know what I realized too? And I just thought this. I was like, why the heck did I stay in your room and you and your wife stay in the basement? That should have been reversed.
You stayed
because you were there first.
You were there first. They didn't know
and,
I wasn't.
And they were kind of going back and forth. So
I was
figured you could
there
just bunker up. Yeah.
I just thought they put me in your room because they love me more. I don't know. I just thought that was fine.
What was that too?
No.
That's an actual stat. That's a trackable.
Space Jam. All right, we'll talk about that some time.
Guys, next week we're talking Space Jam. 1 hour on Spot Jam.
Spot J.
Dr. Spichemin.
Dr. Leo Spichemin. And we'll talk about tweet us. What should we talk about next week?
Next week, well, we're going to talk about the AFC Canada's, and NFC title games, I imagine.
Canada's gold medal game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Death Tro.
Oh, yeah. And we'll talk about how exciting January has been so far, which is very
terrible.
Yeah, it's been a good month. It's a pretty fun time. Hey, if you want to follow us on Twitter, you know where to find us at William C. Vaughan. Gasp.
Keep going.
Matt. You're going.
At Matt Vaughan Twitter.
No. Matt Vaughan. Okay, can I just real quick at Matt Vaughan on Twitter and at Matthew Vaughan on Twitter. Both of them are people who've haven't used it in 4 years. I'm thinking about talking to Twitter about it and getting it changed.
You're gonna talk to Twitter?
Kicking them out. I'm going to go at Twitter on Twitter. Kick him out. But until then,
Pete
I'm
Holmes
at
MP Pete Holmes with a Z, and the other guy was an organic farmer, and you just clicked on the actual Pete Holmes, and it just said one tweet, and it just said organic farming.
I think you brought that up before. No, Matt, this is what you need to do. You need to change your Twitter handle to the real Matt Vaughan.
That. I hate that.
Listen. So I have actor friends coming up, out of the business. Some of them are using the real blank and the actual blank. Hey guys, don't freaking do that because you're not anything right now. Just use your name. Just use your name. You're not replacing a Twitter troll. Your name on it. You're not Tom Cruise. You don't have to say real Tom Cruise or actual Tom Cruise.
Will Ferrell.
Yeah, Will Ferrell doesn't have a Twitter, does he?
Neither does Bill Murray.
Yeah, and the stuff they say
out the parody account going, I don't think you know what parody means.
I don't think you know what parody means, and I don't think you know what comedy is because they're actually not that funny. It's just the stuff on the internet that everybody's saying.
Yeah, not only are they not that funny, they're not funny at all.
They're not funny at all, and they're not that person's style of humor. It is an insult to Bill Murray, and I'll back up my big boy Bill. Okay, it's like the purple.
Who is in Space Jam and is a revelation in that movie.
I'm gonna go ice up my knees. And you can find Alex on Twitter at the actual real official Alex T. Vaughan.
Alexander James Vaughan,
yeah. Your middle name is James. Is that why you're a LeBron James fan? Because you're like, my middle name is his last name. Is that why?
That's why I hate James Rodriguez because he spells his name James but pronounces it James.
That's why I'm a big Jamal Charles fan because his last name is my middle name.
That's
I'm a big
Philip Rivers fan. Matthew, right?
Felipe Rios.
Felipe Rios.
Hummus is a dip, you idiot. It's not your name.
Jameis Winston.
Isn't Hamas
his fumble was the
Palestinian
greatest.
terrorist?
His fumble was the greatest.
I had to thank a buddy of mine for his Chargers losing. Big Chargers fan. A lot of Chargers fans out here, actually, because being on the West Coast. A lot of Seahawks bandwagon jumpers, too, but that is neither here nor there. It is in Seattle. Thanks for joining us this week, everybody.
So it is there.
If we got you further down the road, we're happy about that. Do something nice for somebody you don't know, and don't expect to thank you for it. And
I can make all my predictions for 2015.
Well, you didn't say Come on, man! You gotta.
You got 5 seconds starting now to tell us what you predict.
You gotta risk it for the biscuit, baby.
I
made him so mad he can't say anything for 5 seconds.
Fired up reference. Oh, got me queued up. You just got jerked up. All right, we're done. You son of a. You sassy black woman.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Love you. Bye.